What's up, everybody? This is Fishers of Men. Today I've got another video for you. You probably know this. The critic reviews for Solo just came out, and they're okay, but they're not great. I was going to do a video talking about those, but enough people are already doing videos talking about that. So I actually saw a link on the Rotten Tomatoes page that looked a lot more interesting to me than anything I could say about Solo. So clicked the link, followed it, got to an article on Rotten Tomatoes by Eric Amaya, or Amaya. I want to give credit where it's due. To this news article, Jon Favreau reveals timeline of upcoming live action Star Wars TV series. Now, I didn't even realize that they were making a live action TV series. I'm sure I'd heard it, but I always mixed it up with the every year on around April Fools, a trailer for some Darth Maul TV show makes the rounds, and it's always an April Fool's joke. So I think whenever I hear anything about a live action TV series, I always assume someone doesn't know what they're talking about and is talking about that Darth Maul show, which would be really cool, but isn't happening. So this is a real TV series, and so I'm really excited to see what happens. I didn't know the timeline, so I wanted to look at it. I didn't know if this was going to be timeline as in when we're getting the show or like when the show is set. So the director also revealed that he's already written 4 episodes of the show. Now that's pretty awesome. That means it's well underway. It's gonna happen. It's looking like it's a real thing. Obviously, they got to figure out where they're gonna air it. I would hope it would be on something like Netflix, just so they could have maybe a darker, more gritty show, kind of like the Marvel Netflix series is. But I don't know if they'll do that. I know Disney is looking to make their own Netflix competitor, so maybe they'll start that up with this show. Who knows? Um, or maybe they'll show it on ABC, or maybe it'll be on some Disney channel that I don't get because I don't have cable. So let's see what this article has to say. The live action Star Wars television series is still in development, but it seems executive producer Jon Favreau is already 4 episodes into writing the program, presumed to anchor Disney's upcoming streaming service. Okay, well, there you go. That's what I just said. Hopefully that's not it, because I don't want to buy another streaming service. I would actually just hope that Disney would buy something that exists already, since they have about all the money. So we'll see what happens there. I don't know. Maybe they'll offer a free trial and I'll watch it all during that because I don't want to buy another streaming service. Anyways, while speaking at the Solo premiere Thursday night, live action Jungle Book and Lion King director okay revealed several details about his upcoming Star Wars series, including its setting 3 years after Return of the Jedi. Hmm. His deep dive into scripting before he had the job. I wrote 4 episodes to show them what the show would be. Interesting. It's all new characters, different planets, but it still fits into the timeline. Okay. Just based on this paragraph, I'm not really interested in this timeline, like at all. Um, I want something either way before or way after. I want something so far out that it's not gonna mess up any other established canon. It's not gonna mess up any other established characters. It's gonna be something new. Um, something with Revan or Bane or even Cade Skywalker. The one that's set like 130 years after Return of the Jedi. Something like that would be cool. Or like the Rakatan Empire. Just something way out there that's not in this same period of time that we're always getting. But I'll keep reading this and then I'll kind of get into some more of my thoughts. That timeline between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens will also be the focus of Resistance, a new animated series from Star Wars Rebels executive producer Dave Filoni. Now, I've heard of this, and I've heard it's going to be more of an anime kind of style of animation, which will be interesting to see how they do that. I'm sure it's not going to be actual anime because that would be, animation produced in Japan, I believe. But I don't know if that's specific. I don't know if only anime or anime is only produced in Japan and everything else is like fake. Because I know the art style, if it's the art style for like something like The Last Airbender, that'd be really cool because it's an American show, but it's produced with an animation style that's similar to an anime style. And a lot of people really like that show and the animation style that goes with it. So we'll see how that turns out. I'm sure it'll be fine. But I don't know, having 2 shows during that same period is, I don't know, seems like a little too much. But we will see. Centering on young pilot, I don't even know, Kazuda Xiono? Yeah, that sounds like it's going to be an anime. The series will occur close to the sequel trilogy, with Force Awakens star Oscar Isaac and Gwendolyn Christie set to reprise their roles as Poe Dameron and Captain Phasma. Okay, that'll be cool for Resistance, to get more Phasma stuff, because obviously she was nothing in the movies. And I know there's a book about her, and I started reading it, and I just got really bored with it really fast. I don't have time to read those books like I used to, and I spent so much time reading the EU when I was younger. The new EU, the canon EU. I don't even know what it technically is called. Um, that just doesn't appeal to me anymore. Uh, but okay, so that'd be cool. And of course, the post Return of the Jedi era will be familiar to former fans of the expanded universe. Yeah, I know. We lament the removal of those stories, video games, and ideas from the Star Wars canon. That's me, 100%. I know some of it didn't fit well. I know some of it didn't flow well, but you can throw out some of them without throwing out all of them. You can throw out overall, uh, some of the things that didn't fit while you still keep the overall, arc of the story. You can throw out some of the weird things and still keep the Yuzhan Vong, and you can still keep Darth Caedus, and you can still keep Revan and Knights of the Old Republic and all of that stuff. But whatever, we got what we got. The writing of Favreau's Star Wars series coincides with the continued production of his live-action Lion King remake, which suggests it will go into production closer to Lion King's release on July 19th, 2019. Ooh, that's a ways away. Once it does, it seems the show will feature a number of alien creatures. As Favreau said, they are figuring out new techniques and looking at all the stuff we've been learning from the Jungle Book and Lion King to realize some of the characters he's devised. That'd be kind of cool. I'm interested to see what they do, especially on a TV show budget, because that's always tough. Not very many TV shows have Game of Thrones budgets, so we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, Favreau also appears in Solo as a guy. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. Okay, so as far as the 3 years after Return of the Jedi, the one thing that I would hope to get from this, I know we said it's new characters, all new characters, different planets, but still fitting into the timeline. The few things that I would hope to get from this would be people in Luke's academy. I'd want to see some new Jedi being trained, even if I know they're going to die later. Or at least some Force sensitive-ish people that can maybe not use the Force completely, but have heightened awareness, or like the guy from Rogue One with the stick, the blind guy. I'd want more people like that. There's a guy in the Fate of the Jedi series who began to get trained as a Jedi, but wasn't strong enough, so he didn't make the cut. But he still has heightened senses, and so he fights with blasters. Doesn't have a lightsaber, but does tons of flips and really acrobatic gunplay, gun dance kind of thing, and it sounds really cool. I'd want to see more stuff like that in the Star Wars universe that we're getting now. But we'll see. Obviously, I don't make the decisions, so we'll see what happens there. The other thing I'd want would be an exploration of Snoke, because I'm really disappointed in what they did with Snoke in The Last Jedi, and I would like more of a backstory. People say that we didn't know Palpatine's backstory in the original trilogy, so why are we complaining that we didn't know Snoke's backstory? But the thing is, we didn't know Palpatine's backstory, but it's the same with you jump into any fantasy book or TV show or movie. You don't know everything that's going on. You learn as you go. And so obviously we didn't know everything at the beginning of Star Wars, but then we got the prequels, and the prequels are obviously prequels. So you learn more about all the characters and Snoke and Palpatine and Obi-Wan and Anakin and Yoda, how they got to where they are in the original trilogy. Obviously we didn't need that, but we have it now. Now with the sequel trilogy, we don't know everything going in, and that's fine. But we already have a prequel trilogy to the sequel trilogy. It's the original trilogy. The original trilogy is the prequel to the sequel trilogy. So if he doesn't show up in the prequel trilogy, he needs to be at least explained a little bit in the universe to make sense. Especially when J.J. Abrams and Andy Serkis throw out things like saying he is more powerful than the Emperor. You need at least a little bit of backstory there, in my opinion, and in a lot of fans' opinions. But we've got what we got. So we'll see what happens there. So I'm sure they'll go over it in a book or something. But like I said, I don't have time to read those anymore. I'd much rather watch a show, which is so lazy of me. But so I'm hoping that maybe we get some Snoke backstory. Maybe even he shows up not all disfigured and messed up, and you don't know who he is right away, and so people are going to make theories all over the place. But just something, just little hints would be great. Would go a long way to making the sequel trilogy a lot better in some fans' eyes who see it as deficient. But we'll see. Overall, I'm super excited for this. I'm excited for all things Star Wars, but not really Solo right now. I'm glad that we're getting more Star Wars, um, but at the same time, it almost feels like they're hurting it and they're kind of driving it into the ground, and that kind of sucks. But this live action show could be just what it needs to kind of give it a kick in the pants. It could really get it going again. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep everybody, all the like 3 people that watch this video, I'll keep you guys posted on what goes on and what's happening with this show. The more I find out, I'm excited for it. Let me know in the comments if you guys are excited for it. Let me know if you're happy with the timeline that they're going to do, or what other timeline you would want to see a Star Wars show in. Let me know if you want to see it on their new subscription service, and if you would get their new streaming service, or if you'd want to see it on something already established like Netflix or Hulu, or even ABC or some cable channel. That's all I have for you guys today. Thanks. Go ahead and like if you like this video. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to. No pressure, do you. But thanks, guys. Have a good day. Again, this is Fishers of Men, and I will talk to you guys later.